Have you guys ever needed a super cool way to reveal a card? Well, today I'm going to be teaching you a super cool way to reveal a card. Let's not waste any time. Let's roll the stinger. Let's take a look at that trick. Let's just say we had a spectator select a card, and for example, that card being the 9 of hearts. And of course, that card is lost in the middle so that you nor the spectator knows where the card is. And you just explain to them quickly that you're just going to use 4 cards to discern what their card is. And it goes a little something like this. You see, the top card will tell them the color. So this tells them that it's a red card. The second card will actually tell them that it's a heart. The third card tells them that it's a 9, and of course that means that the last card tells them that it's the 9 of hearts. And that's pretty damn cool, but what's really cool is that this is actually a 4 ace trick. So now that you guys have seen what the performance looks like, it's really just about convincing your spectator that you have 4 of the same card and then changing them into 4 completely different cards. It's a great way to reveal their selected card, but also to go into another trick. Now guys, before we get stuck into it, make sure that you subscribe if you're not already. This channel is really all about performance arts, having fun, travel, all of that noise. It's all about having a good time. And if you're into that sort of vibe, you should subscribe and be a part of the gang. Now let's just get stuck straight into the tutorial. Join me in tutorial view. Now to do this trick, you're going to need a small setup. It's nothing too serious. All you need to do is make sure that you have 3 aces on the top of the deck, 1 red ace and 2 black aces preferably. And the best way to lay them out is to have it black, black, and then red, so that when you turn them face down, it's black, black, and then red. Now what you're going to need to do is have a card selected by your spectator, and you need to be able to control that card, let's say the 3 of diamonds, to the top of the deck so that these 3 cards are still on the top of the deck. Now if you can't do that, another thing that you can do is you could simply leave the aces in the middle, and you could control their card to the top on its own, and then you could say, I'm going to take out a few cards to guess what your card is, and just find the aces one at a time like this, and of course their selection included. But make sure that it's 3 aces and their selection if you do that method. That's probably the easiest way to get into the trick. You're then going to explain that you're going to use those 4 cards to tell them what their card is. Now once you've got the 4 cards, including their selection, in this case the selection would be the 3 of diamonds. It's typically going to be on the top if you control it to the top. What you need to do though is actually have it placed into the second from the bottom position. This is important. It's important that it goes red ace, selection, black ace, black ace. It might not seem that important right away, but you'll understand why in just a minute. Now the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to use your pinky to pull down on this bottom card, giving you the other 3 separated from that 1. This now lets you turn them over as if they were 1 and reveal their selected card. But you're not going to say, I found your card. You're going to say, this card tells me that your card is a red card, or if it's black, a black card. You then turn it face down, you peel that card off, you get the break again, and you do this time just with 2 cards. And you explain that this time, this tells you it's a diamond. You're then going to turn it face down again, peel that one off, and this time you're just going to turn over the lone selected card, just 1. And you're going to explain, this tells me it's a 3. And then what you're going to do here is when you turn it back face down, you want to get it as squared up as possible with the other card, because what you're going to do is with your fingers here is kick that bottom card across very quickly as you show the last card is the 3. So it should look something like this. So you show this card here. This tells me that your card is a 3, and of course this tells me your card is a 3 of diamonds. Now I know that at a glance it looks like that might be obvious, but you can get the move to look almost exactly like it's supposed to, just like that. It almost looks like I just took that top card and showed the last card was a 3. Once you've convinced them or showed them all 3 cards, or all 4 cards are the 3 or their selected card, you're then going to place their selected card second from the top. And now, if you turn the packet over, you can actually go straight into an Elmsley count and show that they're all 4 aces. So once you've shown this card, you put it second from the top. That's Elmsley count position there. And the format should look like this now. Red ace, selection, black ace, and then you do an Elmsley count. And an Elmsley count looks like this. So what you're going to do is with your thumb and index is pull off just 1 card. You're then going to place that card back onto the bottom as you push off 2 cards at once. So it's going to look something like this. So you peel off 1, then you separate 2. As you put this one to the bottom, you're going to peel the 2 off. And then you're going to take the top and then the last as well. I know it seems like a lot to try and digest, but if we go through it again, it looks something like this. Take the single card, push 2 across already, just get that break. You'll find it naturally breaks as 2 and 1. And then you're going to place this card onto the bottom as you use sort of the crevices of your fingers to clip those 2 and pull them off together, and then like this. So in one smooth motion, it simply looks like you're counting 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is why it's important to have the ace throughout the trick where it was, because you're going to be showing 2 red aces and 2 black aces, but it's going to be the same red ace. So it goes red, black, oh, my bad. Once you get into position. So it goes red, black, black, and then red again. So that in their mind, they're seeing the full package of aces. It's about as fair as it gets, and that's literally an ultimate kicker that you can do to reveal a card. It's amazing. It's a great trick. Now, some pointers on the Elmsley count is that when you do it, try to practice with 1 card face up, because that's going to give you a very clear indicator of whether or not you're flashing, and then just sort of practice the move. It'll always put the card on the very bottom of the pack, so that can be useful for some tricks. But also make sure that just when you do it, you don't look rigid. Don't do this thing. I see a lot of magicians do this. It looks incredibly rigid. Just try to relax. Try to relax when you perform the Elmsley count. It should literally look like you're just counting off 4 cards. It's no big deal. You know, you don't want to draw too much attention to this moment so much as you're just showing them 4 aces. So this is not supposed to be a move. This is supposed to just be 4 aces, is the best way to think of it. So one more time, pull a single card off the top, get the break between the 2, replace it to the bottom. You can just sort of clip it here and clip these 2 cards to peel them off as 1, and then just count the rest like that. You'll find that you'll develop a pretty natural way of handling it very early on, I think. But that's pretty much the trick. That's pretty much the whole effect. So now that you've got the basics, I mean, you can go through and re-watch this tutorial as many times as you need to fully understand exactly how it's done. It's very important that you practice the moves. This trick completely and solely relies on being natural. If you feel rigid, if you feel unnatural in the way you're handling the cards, you probably just need more practice. I highly recommend you do it in front of a camera. Now, the reason why I've made this tutorial and why I'm teaching you guys this is because I really appreciate the loyalty. Some of you have been following me since day 1 of the 365-day challenge, and now we're on day 101. So this is just my way of saying thanks. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching me. Thanks for suffering through the ads so that I can get some ad revenue. It's really muchly appreciated, and despite how hard this challenge is, you guys make it a lot easier for me. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And make sure that you comment below if you have any questions regarding the trick. I'm happy to help. I'll do my best to reply to all of you, of course. But that's it for day number 101. I'll see you guys tomorrow with this guy.
I'll see you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
See you next week.
With this guy for day number 102. That's the power of the valley, man. It's a magic place. Okay.
Yes.
It's a card with some holes in it. Can you see through the holes? That's the question. Of course you can, whatever. My camera quality is great. But look at this. Keep your eyes on the hole, okay? If I grab it, it comes right off. And then I can leave it here. Look, I'll do it again. Look, another hole. Another mystery unsolved. Look at this. Nothing here. Look. Gone. I mean, it was already gone because it was a hole. But, but look, check this out. You ready?